Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Eddy Miranda, owner and founder of Men's Physique News, and we have here another interview. And we're actually trying to do this every time that somebody has a pro win. We're going to try to interview them. And this past weekend, we have Mike Bevins. He won the Chicago Pro this past year, and it's actually his first pro win. So, Mike, welcome to the show. Good to have you here, bro.
Good to be here.
So, dude, how do you feel after getting your first pro win?
It was actually kind of insane. Like I said, I've been grinding it out ever since I got my pro card in 2012. I used to do 7 to 9 shows a year. So to cut it back down to at least 2 or 3 shows a year and to actually finally win, it was a great feeling. Overall, it was just a great feeling this past weekend.
Now, like what you said, you got your pro card in 2012. This is your first pro win. So you took plenty of years just to be able to get the win. How was your struggle, or how was your journey in doing that?
It's tough. I took some time off. I believe from 2012, 2013. I had surgery. I came back. I got second place in Kentucky, and it's just been bouncing back and forth as far as place is concerned. I was consistently first call out for a while for most of my shows, so I knew I was right there. I just didn't have enough what the judges were looking for to actually win a show. So just taking advice from Omar, from other competitors. I just try to fine tune my physique to try to find, because certain judges like for certain things. So just trying to follow the judge that actually was looking for my particular type of physique. And lo and behold, I actually won a show, bringing my package to Chicago Pro.
Now, realistically, you've been competing for 4 or 5 years. You haven't stepped on the Olympia stage. Now you're going. You won the show, and we're doing the whole point system this year. Are you trying to go into any other shows so you could try to get more points in order to qualify for the Olympia? I mean, there's still a chance.
The point list today, I actually right there smack in the middle. I'm just gonna coast on through and just go to the Olympia as is. I was considered to do one more show, just kind of solidify it. We're talking to Omar and a few other people that actually helped me on my team. I'm just gonna coast on through and start prepping for the Olympia as is.
Cool. Now, you said you started working with Omar. How long have you been working with Omar? And for the prep this year, what have you been doing differently, or what have you changed in order for you to, be better on stage this year?
I've actually gone through several coaches. Omar seemed to be the best fit. I met him at Culver City. I can't remember exactly what year it was. But that particular year, he came up to me with a few other coaches, because I had, in my opinion, I brought my best physique, and I placed dead last, which was pretty hard. But I met him at that show, I think shortly after I reached out to him. And man, I wish I could remember what year. It's been such a long time. From that point, after I started working with him, he kind of put me on a protocol, on a diet. He gave me a few things, a few pointers. At that point, I started getting first call outs. For this particular show, to be honest with you, the only thing I did different was I did less. Unfortunately, I run a business of my own. I run a restaurant, so I can only get one session in a day. Hour and a half cardio, hour and a half training in the morning, and that was it. Other than that, the diet stayed the same. Supplementation stayed the same. Just my workouts were different.
And during the show, you got the first call out, but when you were getting flipped around and you got put in center, what was going through your head at that point?
Wow. I had never actually. Well, I've been in the box during first call out before. I had just never stayed in the box. Man, it was a high, and I guess while I was on stage, it was just an overall intense feeling. I felt Gary Unit is a great judge. So, let me just put that out there. He actually judged me during Kentucky Pro when I actually got second place. So I knew I try to follow the judges that actually like my particular physique. So I was happy to see him for one. For two,
And he actually judged you for City Limits, where you got fourth as well.
correct, yeah, city limits as well. So I know he's actually so just making minor alterations to my physique, improvements on this particular show. When I was in the box, just an overall great feeling, and I just kind of knew that I had a chance of winning the show.
Now, always stepping off stage after prejudging and you're pretty much dead center, you always have to come up with like some sort of strategy to try to either come in tighter or at least maybe stay the same. So what was the conversation between you and Omar between prejudging and finals?
Actually, with Omar actually preps me. He pretty much allows me to do my thing because I know my body the best. After these long years, he's giving my first protocol, and I make the small tweaks along the way. 2 weeks in the show, I check in with him. I also have a nutritionist, Coach Philip Blow. I got with him on regards to what I should do. I got with Omar just kind of prep for the finals, like to kind of a pep talk, as far as like how to get in tighter and what to do prior to the show. I got with my, Coach Philip Blow, and he just told me to carb up, go to sleep, and that's pretty much all I did.
Cool. Now for finals, I mean, they were handing out the awards. I know that they recompared you guys at the end, but when they were handing out the awards and second place got called out and you knew you were first, what was running through your mind at that point?
Everything got silent. So my wife saw me step back. I stepped back from the line, and everything just got silent because it was unreal. Because when they called out a king, I kind of looked across the way because Shabazz was standing right across from me. Mm-hmm. I just out of my head, and in my mind, I'm so used to. It's bad to say I'm so used to not winning. I kind of like in my head, I'm like, okay, I'll take my place at second. It was good. It was a good show. Let's on to the next one. So when I called his name, everything just kind of got silent. It was just I was filled with joy, and of course, the dramatics were built up before they actually called me out to first place. But that's really what's just going on in my head, man. And after these long years of grinding this out, finally win.
Awesome.
Great feeling.
Awesome, man. Now you said you're going to be like shutting down and going into the Olympia, starting your prep. What plans do you have for that? I mean, it's 10 weeks out. I mean, you're already pretty lean because you just finished coming off the show. So what's your plan going into Olympia? What's your prep looking like?
I'm gonna stay consistent. Actually, I got with both Coach Omar and Coach Philip Blow. First, I get with Omar, and he's the first primary coach as far as like my training is concerned. He just told me to stay the same because I asked him, should I get big? Because I looked at most of these guys, like Andre and Brandon. Most of them guys have size on me. Even during several interviews that I was reviewing, they were talking about size being a factor. Yeah. I can come in lean, and obviously my waist can come in ridiculously small. But size, when I start leaning out, I lose size. Omar told me to stay the same, so I'm not going to change much. I'll try to pack on a little bit of size, but I'll pretty much bring the same physique that I brought to Chicago Pro.
Awesome, man. So, dude, I mean, I just want to congratulate you on your first pro win. We also want to wish you the best of luck going into your Olympia prep. But we want to thank you for jumping on the interview and taking the time and being with us today, brother.